Carolina Panthers, to me, are a team that, in a lot of ways, got overlooked last year. I understand it. The season didn't end the way they wanted it to, and the record certainly wasn't anything to brag about. But, man, did they make some moves, and man, are they looking like a fun team this next year. In fact, I think they're going to be a force in the NFL coming up in 2021. Before we get into why I believe they're going to be a force, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and we continue to get. You guys are awesome. The Carolina Panthers, they have it. They have a lot of the pieces I think they need to make some noise, especially in the NFC South. You got Sam Darnold, which in that trade I don't think neither team was a loser in any scenario. No team was a loser. You got Christian McCaffrey, who's arguably the best running back in the NFL. I know people are going to say King Henry. I understand it. Totally understand it. But all-around running back, I think it belongs to Christian McCaffrey. Above Dalvin Cook, I know it hurts. You got Robbie Anderson, the speedy deep threat that I fell in love with ever since he was at the Jets. DJ Moore, one of the youngest and personally I think most explosive wide receivers in the NFL. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons and a very young career in Carolina. David Moore, who was underappreciated and underutilized in Seattle. Dan Arnold, who, a 6'6 guy, 220, probably going to be another wide receiver or tight end guy that you hope comes in and catch passes. Ian Thomas, the former fourth-round pick. Hopefully he can really catch on this year. My money's on Tommy Tremble, by the way. I think Tommy Tremble's going to come in and make an immediate impact. And he's going to be a lot of fun. Especially going to be a player to watch and a player that to keep an eye on for Sam Darnold, for a security blanket, that is. And I know what you all are thinking. The Carolina Panthers are in the division, of course, with the New Orleans Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know that. I understand that. But Tampa Bay, I think, even though I think they're a good team, they're really in there's a lot of tough teams in this division in the NFC. But in the NFC South, you got the Falcons, who just went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and I have a lot of respect for. You got the Saints, who maybe Jameis Winston can make some noise with them, and then you got the Bucs. But the Panthers, in their own right, could be very dangerous. We went through all their offensive weapons. Now, their offensive line, I've got my questions about. And also Mikey Daniel, who, by the way, we had on the show this last year when he was an undrafted free agent, went to the Falcons, and now he's with the Panthers. I think he's going to make some noise up in Carolina. Great guy. Cam Irving and Pat Elflein, and also Matt Paradis. Maybe it's Paradis. I don't exactly know how to exactly say that right, but I'm really interested to see how those three, that left side of the line and that center, plays out. I think you can do better, but I also think you could do much, much worse. Ask any Vikings fan. You got Taylor Moton, who I think is one of the better right tackles in the league. John Miller had himself a year last year. But that's just the offense. Clearly, there's some. Not every offensive line piece is going to be amazing, but I think they've got the makings for a solid offensive line that can get the job done. And we mentioned all of their weapons. Okay, we're talking, in my opinion, I think you're looking at a top 15, a top 10 offense without question. But then you get to the defensive side of the football. You talk about Hassan Reddick, Bravion Roy, Derek Brown, who, by the way, I think is going to make some noise in year two. He's one of the best young defensive tackles in last year's draft. I think he's going to be a lot of fun. He is a dynamite player. You got Brian Burns, who is so underappreciated, so under-talked about. It's a crime. It is a travesty as to how much Brian Burns is slept on. And I'm almost had my ends with it. You got linebackers like Shaq Thompson, Denzel Perryman, Jermaine Carter, a solid linebacker core. I wouldn't say necessarily top 5 in the NFL, but it's up there. Also, of course, is anybody ever going to forget about the way Jeremy Chin played last year? And he's probably going to get in there at some outside linebacker, probably Sam, maybe some Will. The man just went out and made plays. That's all you can ask of a guy that's a little undersized, but he just flies around and makes plays. He had 2 touchdowns against the Vikings. Just an impact player. Should have been I think he could battle, Chase Young for the Defensive Player of the Year this year. He could. He very, very well could, for all we know. Also, Dante Jackson getting J.C. Horn in the first round, even though A.J. Boye is suspended, okay. But even the rest of this team, given their talent, I think J.C. Horn is going to come in and make an immediate impact and be a player to watch. I'm really excited for his development. But top to bottom, this offense, this defense is ready. They are ready to be a force moving forward. And I think this offense is going to take a step forward, especially with Sam Darnold. And now I've got my reservations about Teddy Bridgewater. I love Teddy Bridgewater. There's not a lot of people that don't love Teddy Bridgewater. But at the end of the day, you take Sam Darnold every time because of what they can provide, what he can provide, especially when you pair him with a guy that, and Joe Brady, and also an offense that is going to, I think, is going to blow up. It's going to be a lot of fun to be a Panthers fan this year. I think they're going to take a major step. As far as playoffs, I'm not sure, but I think they're going to be a force. They're going to turn some heads. And I think there's going to be somewhat of a reckoning when it comes to the Carolina Panthers. And we already forgot that Christian McCaffrey missed a lot of games last year due to injury. We forgot the impact he can have. Well, that is about to be restitutionalized. I know that's probably not a word, but we're doing the best we can here. It's going to be a fun year for the Carolina Panthers. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Once again, greatly appreciate all the support that we get. You guys are truly awesome. Make sure you guys also check out our website. At thesportsbreedpodcast.com. In the description down below, we always leave all of our handles for social media. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the whole thing, man, the entire thing. Also, remember to listen on iTunes and subscribe there as well. But with that, once again, let's get ready to have a great football season, and watch out for the Carolina Panthers.